Hello Aquarius, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. Okay. Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Two of Discs. And that's how we will begin today. I think that's a very good way to begin. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread. Interesting. As I lay these cards out, I would also like to say that if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Okay. Finishing up here. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Let's do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And we're going to select that randomly from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Just give it a quick shuffle. This is the card that we don't look at this card until the very end of the reading. And hopefully, put it over here, put Mr. Frog on top of it. Hopefully that will tie everything together at the end and, give us the confirmation that we need. So we've got Major Arcana, Major. We've got quite a bit of fire. We've got some water, earth, and air. So it's pretty good. Pretty decent balance of things. Some things that are within our control and other things that kind of are out of our hands right now, right? With these major arcana. But the first card that I see is this Two of Discs. Now, right now, your energy is all about trying to do something proactive. I think you're a very proactive person. Whenever there is something in your life that just isn't quite right, that doesn't quite feel right, you work to change it. You're very much a proactive person. You're not afraid of change. You're perhaps reluctant to go through really abrupt changes. You like changes to be kind of gradual, not slow, but kind of gradual. You like them to be kind of easy. You like to ease into the changes. And you also like to have control over those changes. So you don't want outside forces really dictating your life for you, right? I don't think any of us really do. But you're someone that really works hard and works carefully to foster the kind of growth, the kind of change that you want in your life. I think you are kind of like a shark in that way, Aquarius. If you stop swimming, you're a goner. You like to always be moving. You like to always be working on something, always trying to foster that change that you want to see. It's like you want to be the change that you see in the world, right? We've all heard that. Well, I think that we sometimes can take that literally, and we feel like we always have to be, excuse me, we always have to be working on something, growing something, changing something, evolving, trying to improve and better ourselves, our situation, the world around us, our environment. And I think that's very Aquarian. I do. And, I feel like this is kind of a focus for you right now. It almost seems to me, even though we don't have a lot of air energy, it feels to me that you're kind of in a position now where some of this change might be out of your hands. Okay. And what we said at the beginning with this, with the major arcana, it feels like there are some things that are beyond your control right now. And so we can't continue this change. We can't continue to transform our reality when we're kind of waiting on other people or other forces, other energies to kind of step in and do their part, right? What's crossing your path right now is this Eight of Cups. Now, I feel like you're working on something that will improve your life, improve the life of the people around you. But it almost feels, because of some of the earth energy that we have, it almost feels like this is part of some kind of a business proposal, some kind of change that you're trying to implement in your community, in your workplace, or some kind of, like I said, a proposal, a business deal, a contract, some kind of idea that you have. There's some kind of proposal, basically, I don't know how else to describe it, that you've submitted, and that you, I think, have worked very hard on. It could be with this world or universe card in the recent past, or what's kind of behind you, that you've been working on this for a long time. And now is the time to submit it. Maybe you just recently have submitted this proposal. It could be, again, like I said, a business plan, a business proposal. It could be something with friends or family. It could be some kind of it could be a romantic proposal. It could be, anything that you might take to friends and family as a plan, as a big idea. And the idea here is that we're waiting for other people now to take a look at it and decide, right? Whatever this plan is, whatever the proposal is, it feels to me like it's a business kind of thing. Maybe career, maybe with something that you're trying to build, maybe your own business, your own projects, maybe some organization that you're involved with. We'll get to some more of those details in a minute here. But the idea is that it's a plan or a proposal that for you, it feels like it's going to really improve things. It's going to improve your life and the lives of the people around you. Okay? So you really have an emotional attachment to this proposal because you feel like it really is a good one. You really feel like it is going to improve the situation in whatever realm we're talking about here. We're going to kind of stick with the business, career, the work, the organization kind of thing. I feel like it's something that you're very attached to with this Eight of Cups. There's this idea of improving something, right? To make something kind of just feel better in a way, right? So it's a positive change that I think is going to take this glass from being half empty to then being not half full, but all the way full, right? You're trying to put the water back in these cups. So, it could be some kind of renovation. It could be improving some sort of system. It could be some kind of new business plan or branching out into a new segment of your demographic or, something specific like that. I don't know. But it's an improvement, right? And it's going to, maybe the company isn't doing so well, but your plan is going to bring them back. You know what I mean? Something that's going to really make the situation a lot more pleasurable, a lot more pleasant. Okay. Now, this still could be a romantic proposal too, because the same thing here. This proposal, this plan that we've presented would, in theory, make the relationship better and stronger and bring you closer together, right? If it's a marriage proposal or something like that. I don't think that it is. It could resonate that way for some of you, but I'm still feeling this kind of business thing about it. And then in the recent past, like I said, with this World or Universe card, I feel like it's something that you've been trying to get off the ground for a while. It's been a plan. Maybe you've gone back and revised it many times. Maybe it's something that you've been kind of tinkering with for months, trying to get it just absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I think now, or recently to now, you've gotten it as close to perfect as you can. So I think it's time to submit, or you have submitted it already. And I think that's a relief. I think it's, usually we submit a proposal, we tend to get a little bit more anxious because now it's like we're kind of biting our fingernails, waiting in anticipation for a response, right? To get the answer that hopefully, fingers crossed, is the answer that we want. Okay. Now, the tarot could probably say what the likelihood of this proposal being accepted. But I don't use the tarot cards to predict the future, okay? Because I could tell you easily that, oh yeah, we have a Four of Swords here at the end of the path of the serpent, so your proposal will be accepted. They will like it, they will say yes. I could tell you that. And I think there's a high likelihood that I'd be right, but there's always a chance that is not going to happen, okay? And I would feel quite irresponsible if I were to tell you, oh yeah, it's going to happen, it's going to be a yes. I think it probably will be. There's a high likelihood, but we can't guarantee that, right? But I think that's kind of beside the point, because whatever the outcome is, it's not in our hands, right? We've got the major arcana here. It's up to other people, other forces to do their thing, right? All we can do now is wait. So during this waiting time, this period now of kind of balls in their court, and we're biting our nails, crossing our fingers and toes and waiting, are we going to succumb to this anticipation, to this nervousness? Or is this something, Aquarius, that you feel more of a relief now than you do this nervous anticipation, right? Because it's almost like now that this thing is off my desk and I've sent it off, the proposal has been made, now I can breathe easy again. Now I'm not under pressure. Now I don't have a deadline. Now I'm not having to do this and tinker with it and worry about it. Now it's just, it's done. It's in the mail. No need to worry anymore, right? Now we can relax, right? Now the only thing that may be causing us anxiety, there's the Five of Wands here that I'm holding. The only thing that may be causing us anxiety now is if they accept this, you know, like, what is this going to mean for you if they say yes and they accept this as you've proposed it with no changes, just as it is, they accept it, then you're going to have to fulfill that, right? Then you're going to have to work to fulfill that contract, or to build this thing, whatever it is, to go through with it, you know? And I think that might be causing you more anxiety than the worry or the waiting. Are they going to say yes? Are they going to say no? It's almost like we don't want them to decide. It's almost like we've accomplished what we've intended to accomplish by just sending it off and getting it in the mail. We kind of want to relax now. If it takes them, you know, a week, a month, a year to get back to us, well, maybe that's okay, because then we could kind of breathe a little bit, right? I don't think that feeling will last very long because of this Five of Wands. I feel like, and with the other fire energy that we see here, I feel like you're going to start getting kind of anxious, okay? And I think we all would, right? Regardless of what this proposal is, I feel like anticipating an answer, you know, checking the mailbox, refreshing our email, it's going to start to build up a little bit of anxiety, right? And what we're really waiting for is the decision and action coming from the representative of this other group, whatever the group is, if it's your company or a community organization, if this is a family thing, if this is a romantic proposal. You're waiting for the decision to come. It's almost this messenger on horseback. I feel like the answer is going to come swiftly. So if there is a kind of period of calm that is present right now because you've sent it off in the mail, enjoy it, because I think the answer is going to come back relatively quickly. And then I think that's when you really have to step up, because now you have to follow through, okay? And that is both exciting and frightening, I feel, okay? But it's part of your nature. With the Two of Discs here and the Eight of Cups, I feel like you're in the mood for a change. You're in the mood for a change into a more connected, a more pleasurable, a more compassionate kind of way of operating, right? So whatever the changes are that you're proposing, it's going to be a good thing. There's a lot of, I think, this fiery energy surrounding it because the pressure's going to be on, the heat's going to be on, right? Because you're going to have to follow through. But you've done the kind of the first difficult step, formulating your ideas, sending them off to whoever makes the decision here. And now you wait, but I don't think you have to wait very long. I think the message, the response is coming rather quickly. The thing that kind of perplexes me a little bit is this Princess of Cups here. I don't think this is another person involved. I feel like this is kind of what I was talking about a moment ago, how we almost don't want them to decide, or we almost want them to reject the proposal, right? Sometimes the princesses represent an opinion or a decision of others, right? And here we have a passive card with water energy. I kind of feel like they're not going to be receptive, right? And I feel like, how should I phrase this? I feel like you are, in some parts of yourself, wishing that they would just say no. Because that would be easier. That would take the burden off of you. But you still have the satisfaction of putting the proposal together and trying it, giving it your best effort, sending it off in the mail. We kind of hope they'll say no, right? Because then your work is done. Then you don't have to step up. You don't have to step into the fire with these fire cards and follow through. Does that make sense? So I feel like the Princess of Cups is up here at the top of the path of the Dove because that's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for kind of a negative response. Some part of us, right? It's, I don't know what Freud would say here, but I'm sure that there is a basis in psychology for this kind of wishful failure kind of thing, right? Kind of hoping for failure. Because in some ways it would relieve us of responsibility. Well, they said no, so there's nothing. I tried my hardest, but they said no. You know, I'm sure we've all felt that way at some point in our lives. And I think it's a small part of you wants that. Because we have the fire energy underneath, so it shows me that you are really fired up about this. It's something that you care about. It's something that you're passionate about. But there is a small part of you that, God, I kind of just want them to say no, you know? I still have tried. I put forth my best effort, but if they reject it, okay, then I can actually breathe and get some relief. But even though I'm not going to predict the future, we've got a Knight of Wands here. And this is this is almost the polar opposite. The Princess of Cups, the Knight of Wands, they're two opposite ends here. So I feel like you're going to get the exact opposite of this. This subconscious, wish, I don't think is going to be fulfilled. I think you're going to get a rather swift response in the affirmative. Okay? Possibly. No guarantees. No guarantees. If it happens, I want all the credit. If it doesn't happen, I don't want any of the blame. Okay? Moving to the path of the serpent now. That was my attempt at humor. Hierophant card. It is something that involves a larger group. It could be a family. Like I said, if we're going the romantic route, it could be the other person's family, extended family, your family, so forth. But I feel like this is an organization of a more professional kind of nature. It could be a charitable organization, a community organization. I kind of get this helping vibe with what you're doing, right? And I know this is partly your energy that, this proposal that you have is meant to improve the lives of yourself and whoever else it affects, right? It's supposed to better things. So there's this idea of helping to raise people up, of improving relationships. But I kind of feel like the organization that you're dealing with is some kind of a charity, some kind of a community service organization, some kind of a holistic thing. It could be self-help or psychology related, something along those lines. Maybe the business that you're involved in is, it's a business about helping people. Not necessarily a nonprofit or a not-for-profit business, but something that's related to improving the lives of others, right? Or to help others. And I think that you're innovating something there. That your proposal really is taking an existing structure and system, and you're just making it so much better. At least that's the idea, right? That's your proposal. I haven't looked at it, so I don't know. But you're kind of innovating here. You're taking something that seems like it's geared toward helping people in some way, and you're making it that much better. You're improving upon it in a pretty grand way, I think. Okay. And if and when this proposal is accepted, you're going to have to step up into a leadership role. That's when you really enter the fire. The heat is on, the pressure is on. You have to step up, you have to follow through. And that's something, Aquarius, that you may be a bit of a reluctant leader, I don't think you ever want to stand out as the one single sole leader of anything, right? You don't want to be in the spotlight with everybody else behind you. You kind of want to be part of the front, of the unified front, where you're kind of co-leaders with everyone else, Very, very forward thinking. I feel very kind of very democratic in a way, right? You don't want there to be one sole leader, and you certainly don't want to be that, emperor over everybody else. You kind of, I feel like you believe in everybody being responsible for what they are naturally good at, right? Everybody utilizing their skills and abilities in the best possible environment, right? This card's in the position of your environment. So you don't mind being a leader, but you don't want to just be the ruler or the emperor who's telling everybody else what to do. You want to be a leader in terms of what you do well, what your natural skills and talents, what your training is all about, etc. You want to be the emperor of that. You want to be able to utilize those skills and abilities to the fullest degree. And I almost feel like you want everybody else to do the same, You don't want there to be just one kind of dictator telling everybody else what to do. It's almost like, well, I don't know what it's called. You want everybody to feel fulfilled, feel like a leader in that way, right? You want everybody to know what their skills and abilities are and have an environment that can bring out the best of those qualities, that can allow people to shine and to fulfill those skills and abilities, right? To be who they are and to have expression for that. Right? Very kind of new age, and I like it. I'm a little bit old school, but I like the idea that I think everybody is naturally good at certain things, has innate abilities or talents, and it's just a matter of the environment then fostering those abilities and talents, right? I feel that way with my daughter all the time. Like, I look at her and I think she's good at so many things. She's interested in so many things. I feel like part of my responsibility as a parent is to provide her as many opportunities or provide her an environment where each of those skills or talents or interests that she has, she can explore. And she can fulfill them to the degree that she wishes, right? So that her environment isn't restricting her kind of natural interests, natural inclinations, her talents and skills and so forth, right? We're getting a little off track, I know. But I feel like this is kind of part of what's going to be coming your way if and when this proposal is accepted. You may be asked to, be the leader of this thing. And I think being the leader of this particular project or plan or this relationship, to be responsible for this proposal is something that you're still reluctant, but you feel like that's the best thing. But for you to be then the head of the company, for them to make you CEO, well, that's beyond your interest, I think. That's kind of outside of your wheelhouse. But I feel like you will be expected to step up into a more leadership style role, okay? To kind of be the head of this thing. And Eight of Discs, I think stepping into that role for you, you would be very cautious. I think that you would handle it very well. You would be someone who's very attentive. You would have a lot of input. I think that you would run the risk, this card's in the position of your fears, worries. It's kind of, this is the card that we don't want. We don't want to be so wrapped up in the minutia or in the details or in the kind of daily work that we forget that we're supposed to be the leader of things, right? The emperor doesn't go down and dig the trenches and wash the horses and oil the chariots and sharpen the arrows on for the bow and arrow, right? Doesn't go down and empty the latrines or, cook the meals or things like that, right? Doesn't get so involved in the details that the emperor then misses the bigger picture, right? You're supposed to be leading this troop rather than just being kind of lost in the masses, lost amidst everyone else, focused on these little details. So the Eight of Discs is about your attentiveness and your ability to see the details and go slowly and check everything and get involved in everything, which is good, but can we take it too far and maybe we lose sight of things? We become just kind of lost. We just kind of blend in with everybody else and we forget that, hey, we're supposed to be the emperor, at least the emperor of this department, this project, this relationship or whatever. And I think that's kind of that's the tightrope that you're walking here with this Eight of Discs or Pentacles. So again, it's a very good skill to have, but let's not take it too far that we forget that, we kind of have a different role now, right? And finally, with the Four of Swords, like I said, this could be a very, very positive, very welcomed response to your proposal. This is showing, I think, a meeting will be taking place. And this Knight of Wands, I think, is showing a very quick response. Okay, I think you're going to get a message very quickly. I think that message is going to lead to a sit-down meeting. And during that sit-down meeting, it's very important for you to show up, for you to listen, for you to be respectful and professional, and for you to be kind of unattached to the results. It could be a no. And then we have that unconscious wish fulfillment. It could be a yes. And then we have that kind of nervous excitement with the Five of Wands, right? We don't want to show that during the meeting. Wait till you get home or something, then you can freak out. But I think there will be a sit-down negotiation to kind of work out the details, work out the specifics. I don't think it'll be accepted as it is, just 100% yes. I think there's going to be some changes, some compromises, some tweaking, some adjustments to it, okay? But I think it's going to be a very positive outcome. Based on what I see here, again, I want all of the credit, none of the blame, but nothing is guaranteed. Let's see what the frog has to say about this mystery card. I think some beautiful, wonderful, healing, joyful water energy, some cooling, some relaxing, some nurturing water energy here. No, it's the King of Wands. It is this one again. So we have a doubling of this. So this is very important now. I don't know if there's a fire sign person involved here somewhere, but I feel like we're getting this card again because it's almost like this person is sending you an email and you're not responding. They're sending it again. You know, it's like when someone rings your doorbell, you don't answer it, then they start knocking. This is that. So have they already been contacting you and you've been kind of biting your nails, kind of like not opening the email or not replying back, not sending your read receipts, right? Because I feel like now they're starting to knock a little bit louder because you haven't responded to their first attempt, okay? So this isn't so much a confirmation, but this is an indication, I think, that, you know, this opportunity may knock only once, okay? We don't want to delay. We don't want to ignore that doorbell, right? Because we don't know if they're just going to say, well, forget it. You're not serious about it. So we're just going to go to the next door. Don't wait for them to continue knocking or pounding on the door. They're not going to break your door down to, you know, to talk to you about this. So if they've sent you that email, that text message, they've called you on the phone, or they've sent a letter or I don't know, Pony Express to your house, answer the door, right? Answer the door. Because this is what you want, and this is going to improve your life and the lives of the people around you. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do the extended reading. If you would like to stick around, please click on the link. That's right there. I enjoyed this reading with you. I thank you very much for coming by and hanging out with me. I hope you'll stop by and see me again soon here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. That was good.